very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining this wonderful virtual session. I welcome you to the program. Today, we're going to have a great time. The title of this short program today that I have for you is called Rising Through Tough Times. But before I talk about this wonderful workshop, I want to tell you one thing about you. You know, great leaders are lifelong learners. And you are actually every single day investing time and efforts in being a part of this great session. This shows you are a great leader. Great leaders are lifelong learners. So I'm very proud of you for being a part of this wonderful program. Okay, now, welcome to Rising Through Tough Times. When you talk about tough times, how do you define this word tough times? What is tough times? How do we explain tough times? Now, you know what? When I look at a tough time, imagine a situation, for example, let's say I'm used to driving a car and suddenly I get to a place where there's no car. Okay, so I have to probably depend on the local transport, or I can ride a bike, things like that. So there is a change and I find it difficult. Yeah, I am living in a wonderful 5-star hotel, for example, and I get to another city for a meeting and I'm staying in a 2-star or a 3-star hotel. And I'm not finding myself being very happy there in that whole situation. So I find it to be a little tough time in my life. Now, what is this tough time? The way we define tough time is this: a difficult or unpleasant situation, not like before. So it's a situation. I am used to of a certain thought process, and I'm used to of a certain comfort, or I'm used to of a certain kind of environment around myself. And suddenly I realize there's a little change in that situation. And I find it tough. And that for me is a tough time. Now, this tough time could be anything for different kinds of people. Today, you and I will learn amazing ideas so that you can shine through tough times and become massively successful. If you're ready to learn all of that, please give me a thumbs up in the comment section right there. Very good. So my dear friends, how do we define what do we do when we have tough times? Today, you and I will learn four secrets to rise in tough times so that whatever come what happens, you're always a winner. You become a victor, not a victim. I want you to be a victor, champion, a warrior, not a victim. And that's exactly what these 4 principles will lead us to. We will learn practical ideas on how to apply these principles to your life and my life, and we'll become much more successful, and we'll have a wonderful, awesome time through this tough time. Well, it's just a situation, not a tough time really, right? So let me tell you, how do we get there? Let me share an experience with you. My dear friends, I was traveling through one of those deprived places where a lot of people live below the poverty line, and I had gone there for some work. And while I was returning, I saw that there was this family under a tree, and very close to the tree, there was this tent that they would live into. And I found them, they were outside the little tent that they had in the afternoon around 12-ish, and they had one Indian bread, you know, like we say a little parantha, and they were sharing. So there were 3 of them. There was this husband, wife, and a small kid. And they were sharing it and they were having it the best they possibly could. And they were really smiling and they had a lot of joy while they were enjoying that little bite. That got me thinking, my dear friends, look at them. They are so happy despite the fact they have nothing with them. You know, I couldn't stop myself. Tears started rolling down. I decided to go to meet them. So I met them and I was having a little conversation with them. And I said, what do you do? He said he's a daily wager and he hasn't been in work for the last 3 days. Therefore, there's no money. All I could do is I immediately took them to a very small little restaurant close to where they were. And we had a wonderful time enjoying a cup of tea and some snacks. It was a great moment for me. It was a great moment for me because I realized the fact that how could one, despite nothing, be happy in life? And that got me thinking, they have actually nothing, but they're still so happy. They're enjoying their life. They have a joy on their face. They're inspiring people around. Friends, a recent news I was reading day before yesterday. In Agra, a motorcycle was carrying containers of milk. And the motorcycle meets with an accident, and the containers of milk, of course, get on the street, and the milk gets spilled over everywhere. And guess what? This picture that is getting the internet's attention says that this man and a few stray dogs were having the same milk on the street. Can you imagine the kind of adversity these guys are going through? This man, as you see in the picture, is having a sip of the same milk that got spilled on the streets. Look at their state in life. Look how bad situations are. And when I look at ourselves, all of us, we all are in our homes, we're really having a decent time with our families. We have food to eat. We have a roof over our heads. We have a job, right? We are economically looked after, and we have a lot of things to be appreciative of. Therefore, my dear friends, I want to tell you one very important secret. The first secret, if you want to be happy in any situation, be it tough situation or happy situation, please understand, count all that you have and write down the good things that you have. And this is my daily routine every single day. I get up in the morning and I have this little notepad here with me. And every morning I write down at least 3 to 4 great things that I'm blessed with. I am blessed that first, I am alive. I have this beautiful life to enjoy. I have a great family. I have enough to get food on the table for my family. I feel so happy. I'm grateful to the Almighty because I am hale and hearty, right? I'm healthy right now. Because we know that last night was the last night for a few people. And we are so lucky that we still have a lot of reasons to enjoy our life. We are happy, we are alive, we are enjoying. So please write down the great things that you're blessed with. And that really makes you feel so amazing. And that's the first thing I wanted to share with you this afternoon. So my dear friend, see the good things and be thankful for what you have. And don't crib for what you don't have. That makes you very happy. That makes you feel like a fighter. And you have a lot of strength to fight through tough times in your life. Now, here's the second one, very important point. Which bird is one of the biggest birds in the world? The biggest birds in the world. The biggest bird in the world is a bird called eagle. She's so huge that the wingspan of an eagle can range up to 3 meters. This massive, huge bird. And they're so mighty powerful that they have great eyesight and they can identify their prey from a distance of almost a mile, and they can hunt there and then. And they're so capable with a lot of muscle that they can actually hunt goats and certain animals that are so mighty powerful. The life of an eagle has a message for us. After the eagle turns around 35 years of age, the beak gets weaker. The eagle gets a little heavier. The feathers get heavy. And you know what she does? That's when she goes through a whole cycle of transformation. She has 2 choices. One, she can die because she can't hunt anymore. She's pretty heavy. She can't fly that good. Second option is she goes through a whole cycle of transformation. So what she does at that very moment, my dear friends, is with the beak, she plucks away all her heavy feathers. And she waits for the new feathers to grow up. She waits for the new strong beak to come up again. She breaks her on the mountain. And she waits for the new beak to come up, and it takes around 6 months or 8 months or so. And then after a while, she's back. And she's back with a new strong beak and light feathers, and she can fly again. She can be again successful. She can again have a great, extraordinary life. The life of an eagle definitely has a very interesting message for us. It says, adapt to change. Change yourself. Reinvent yourself. You can reinvent yourself, my dear friends, when you're going through difficult situations in your life. And how can you do that? Very simple. I have a very practical suggestion for you here. There are problems. Problem is, I am at home, so I can't exercise. Okay, there's a problem. I can't speak to my customers live. I can't meet them. There's a problem. I can't go to office. There's a problem. A lot of problems. A lot of people have a lot of challenges. I can't go and socialize with people. I am such a social animal. I can't socialize with people. I love socializing and partying with people. That's a problem. Here's what you do. Great leaders, pen down, write down their problems first. Well, I cannot go to office. That's my problem statement. What's my solution statement? I can operate from home and speak to my fellow colleagues. Well, that's a solution. Second, I cannot meet my customers. Solution. I can talk to them on the phone and have a Skype call or a Zoom call. That's the way we're talking together. Third, I have a problem. I can't exercise outside. So what? I can exercise inside. I play a nice number and I start exercising with my whole family. When you look at the problem side of life, life is really miserable. When you find solutions of life and how you can really be champion and be happy, it's much easier for you to handle those situations. So please write down things that you're not very comfortable with. All right. When you write down those things, you'll be able to find solutions. So you don't become a problem-focused person, you become a solutions-focused person. And people who are solution-focused are always, always, always winners. So are you a winner? Thank you very much. Good. Now that is my second submission. Adapt to change, write down the challenges, look for solution, and you'll be very, very, very happy. Now, I want to tell you the third very important message when we all go through tough times, ladies and gentlemen. It comes with a story. I read this story a long time back. The story pretty much goes as, there was this woman who decides to go shopping after, she gave birth to a beautiful little girl. So she puts the girl in the pram and she goes shopping. And she goes shopping to a lovely shopping mall. All her favorite shops are in the mall, right? So she goes and buys some nice footwear, and then she goes and buys some good ice cream. She goes and buys some nice dresses for herself. And the baby is happy, the mother is happy. Now she finds there's this favorite popcorn shop. She loves popcorn, those crispy, beautiful popcorns. And she goes closer to the shop and she realizes the entrance of the shop is not that wide that she can carry the pram and the baby together inside, right? So she decides to see what's going on, and she finds the baby is happy, she's playful. So she quickly leaves the baby outside and gets inside. And the moment she gets inside, the baby loses the sight of her mother and she starts crying. And when babies cry, they cry with a very shrill voice, right? So they start crying. Now, the baby has got the whole mall's attention. The entire mall is looking at this baby. What's going wrong? And mother quickly jumps out of the shop and she's now looking after that little baby. And the baby is crying profusely. So the mother is talking to the baby, and the mother says, Lakshmi, I know this has happened before, but you're so capable. You can handle situations like this. Lakshmi, I know you can take care of situations like this, because if you react at this moment, the whole mall is going to make fun of you. Yeah? So smile. Okay? Now, this conversation is going on, and a gentleman is looking at this mother, talking to her daughter, and he goes and says, ma'am, I know you're trying to calm down your daughter, but don't you think what she's saying, she might not relate to it? The mother looks back to the old man and says, sir, who told you that I'm talking to my daughter? Lakshmi is my name. I am telling myself, Lakshmi, relax. Because I understand if I'm not relaxed, I can't handle this situation really well. I need to feel good to deal good. I need to feel better to deal better. I need to be calm to handle any situations in my life. So I'm telling myself, Lakshmi, relax. Isn't it so true, my dear friends? In our life, you and I understand what goes outside is not in your control. What goes inside is in your control. Great leaders don't react, because reaction is a thoughtless process. They respond in the right way. Responding is a thoughtful process. So I want you to respond while being calm and relaxed to situations that you're not used to on a daily basis, right? And respond in the right way, not by reacting. So tell yourself, take a deep breath, tell yourself your name and say, relax, all right? You have to be feeling better to be dealing better. If you can't feel better, you can't deal better. One of the greatest authors of all time, Wayne Dyer, says, you cannot always control what goes outside, but you can always control what goes inside. So control what goes inside. Feel better to deal better. Be calm, be composed, be relaxed, especially when you're working with your families. There are things you don't like because you're not used to of those things. Just relax yourself. Tell yourself your name and say, relax, calm down, right? Here's my next submission, the third submission. Please calm down and relax, because you have to feel better to deal better. Remember, always remember, reaction is a thoughtless process. Responding is a thoughtful process. And you're all thoughtful leaders, aren't you? Of course you are, yes? Good. So please respond in the right way and tell yourself, relax, to situations where you take a little time to adjust, which is absolutely normal. And this next very important point comes with my real stories, my story of my little life, and I've had a learning in my life. And one of my greatest teachers is my dad. And I was watching this movie sometime back on TV. It's the Lion King. And it's a great movie about how one has to be really focused on doing the right things in life. And one thing that got my attention when I watched this movie was a relationship between the father lion and the baby lion. So very, very interesting, the beautiful relationship. So there was a scene in the movie where they were looking up in the sky, and the father is educating his son. And I remember that moment in my life as I speak to you right now. So there was a time I was in class 8 and I was preparing for an exam, and I did my best preparation, but I couldn't crack it. So, well, I came back home and I was, of course, a little low on energy. I wasn't feeling too good. And it was night. So pretty much in the night time, I had a a habit of going up in the terrace and looking up in the sky. So I was in the terrace looking up to the sky, and suddenly my dad came to me and sat next to me, and he said, "Hello, partner." I said, "Hey, Dad." And what happened? You are sounding a little low today. I said, "Nothing much, Dad. It's just like, I was trying my best for the exam and I did pretty good and I got the right marks, but somehow not enough to pass through and to be what I wanted to be." He told me this prayer. And this prayer, ladies and gentlemen, has been one of my most profound prayers of life. You know what he said? He said this. He said, "Every morning, tell yourself this, my son." He said, "God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." It is such a profound prayer, my dear friends. He told me, you can't do whatever has happened. You cannot, right? You did your best, proud of yourself, feel proud of yourself. You did your very best, but you cannot change the examination results now. That's cool. So you can't change. So ask the Almighty to give you serenity, calmness. Serenity means calmness, to accept the things you cannot change, and the courage and the fighter's mindset to change whatever you can, and the wisdom to differentiate what you can change and what you can't change. It was that day, my dear friends, I realized life is about understanding that you have to be calm on things you can't change, and you have to be courageous enough to focus on things that you can change. And the very next minute after he gave me this prayer, he gave me my favorite chocolate. And I said, "Why this chocolate, Dad? I haven't done anything great today." And he gave me a very big lesson of life. He said this: "You need to cheer up, my friend. The chocolate is to cheer you up because no matter what happened, I am proud of you because you did your best. So cheer up and celebrate. You did your best." Every single day, my dear friends, doesn't it apply to us as well? I know we have challenges. I know we have situations that things are sometimes not in the best way they ideally should be. But cheer up every day for what you really are doing great. With your family, enjoy that evening and cheer up. Cheer up the fact that, well, we're not really going out in the lockdown stuff, for example, but we are really having a lot of virtual dinners these days with our friends and families, and we are enjoying that, isn't it? I had a virtual dinner yesterday with a few of my friends, and it was so good. We were all on a Zoom call, and we had a great time together. We are celebrating birthday parties virtually. It's so amazing. So time to cheer up. Cheer up in the evening with your family. Play a wonderful game. Have a good time together. Play some music and dance, because you know what? The whole day, despite adversities, you did your best. So cheering up is a reward to yourself for whatever great you've done, whatever amazing stuff you've done. My dear friends, I hope you will remember these 4 short learnings that I presented to you this afternoon. Just to recap those 4 learnings. Here are the 4 learnings, my dear friend. First one, remember, see the good things in life and be thankful for what you have. Second, adapt to change. Write down what is inconvenient for you and write down the solution to the inconvenience. Third, feel better to deal better. Be calm and be composed. Be thoughtful. Don't be thoughtless. And the 4th very important point, cheer up, because you did your best the whole day. It's time to enjoy. I hope these 4 learnings will be turning points for you, and you will be able to have a wonderful time, and you will be able to enjoy every time in your life, so that moments in situation where you are in right now could be good or not too good. You will always make sure you will not call it a tough time. You're going to erase this tough time part, and you will rise through, not just tough time, you will rise through all the times, come what may, anything that happens to you, you're going to rise all the time. Okay. You are awesome, great learners together. I want to thank you very much for partnering with us in this great journey of learning new things. And I'm always there with you anytime in life, whenever, wherever, and forever. It's always a pleasure to serve you. I thank you very much. And what comes to my mind is an appreciation for you, my dear friends. And I'm going to have a little quote, and I'm going to end this with that quote. And that quote goes to you because you have that strength in you. दोस्तों को कहते हैं, मुश्किलों में भाग जाना आसान होता है, जिंदगी हर लम्हा एक इम्तिहान होता है, भागने वाले को कुछ नहीं मिलता है जहां में आप लोग टिकने वाले हैं, और टिकने वालों के कदमों में जहान होता है। May God bless you. May you have the most amazing life ahead. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good time.
Ashish ji, it was a great learning.
Ashish, you were as amazing as ever. Lot of energy as usual. Very interesting and focused workshop.
Ashish is my mentor also, and a lot of things I learned from him. Yeah, and he has a lot to give every time he is a human charger.
Thank you so much, Ashish. Never thought a virtual session can be so interactive. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Ashish.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you very much for a wonderful session.